If you want to know how to not die in Le Mans Ultimate with a new tire model, stick around because I've learned something and it really made the game a lot more enjoyable again. And like, I really do now think the tire model is a big improvement. Let's get into it. In the previous video, I was really skeptic about all of it, and I just learned something, and that completely changes the game. Like it's not even like how it's possible I could have missed this. But also this is important when you're driving the fixed setup series, because this change is not really implemented at time of recording. So hopefully they will fix that, or it's already fixed when you're watching. But let me explain what happened and how this tire model is changed and how the game improves on multiple areas, but was just really hard to see, at least for me. But yeah, let's go. So first of all, in all the car setups for all the GT3 cars, as far as I know, some cars had, like, again, this is the default setup, is a front ride height of 5.1. It's impossible to drive the cars with the front lowest ride height. In the previous update, you could do this, but now this just is the great equalizer for failure. So I will say this: if you put a Porsche and you make this change on a car, all your problems are gone. Yes, you still need to be careful with your braking and inputs and whatever, but this just really works. Then we go to the anti-lock brakes and the brake bias. Brake bias and anti-lock brakes, they say, yeah, I've seen a video and it was really helpful. I tried it. It was really helpful to bring the brake bias to the back. And that felt really upside down for me in combination with some other ABS variants that you could use. Again, if you're on the fixed setup, I would not change this, but I would always put this now on the understeer, 9. And try not to rely on the ABS system. So trail brake, really good. Do proper trail braking. So hit the brakes when you enter the corner and then bleed off and not rely on the ABS. And then you'll get a great result in how you drive the car. Now, obviously, we got such a mixed messages, including myself. I'm like really frustrated in the last video. And now I'm really happy because this changes everything. So we got multiple different people having all these different opinions about wheelbases, force feedback settings, and how the cars kill you. But I think some cars just had the lowest ride height here, and you cannot drive the cars anymore. So the only complaint I might have to this is that, like, if you're bringing a new tire model update and you're fixing setups for people, maybe next time make the setup safe so everybody really sees the potential of the new tire model instead of like me as well. I'm not apologizing for my opinion, but yeah, I mean, with new knowledge you gain like new insights, right? And that's also because of the comments. So thanks for the great comments as well. So let's drive a little bit and show you how you should drive. Now, this is the default setup, and I just increased the front ride height to 6. So that's like 10 clicks up from the lowest value if you're using a different metric system. So Eau Rouge, yeah, was really a problem for me. I was like scared of this. Now, as you can see, I understeered a little bit on Eau Rouge because I was changing the front ride height, obviously. But I get like, this car now really feels really freaking nice. And I can push the throttle and I can like get a little bit of rotation here of the braking. You could see how it's like compliant. You know, it doesn't kill me. And again, Puhan, the most extreme corner. Holding the steering wheel straight. Coasting a bit, releasing the brakes. Obviously, and it's still a little bit understeer, okay? Because let me explain. Now, where my brain normally would go is like, okay, I have too much of this ride height, right? So let's bring it back to the original value that the game gave me, right? And I'm just ignoring everything else right now. And let's try again. And for the record, I put on new tires. So Like, and I have the tires heaters on here on the screen, like people, like then you know, yeah, like you see, oh yeah, he has the tire warmers, so we have heat in the tires, whatever. Okay, so let's go. And yeah, default setup, but just back to that lowest ride height, like 5.1. So, let me show you. Now, this is great, yeah? No issues. I'm on high speed, I have a high wing, it's pushing the car from the back end into the tarmac, giving me stability, so that's all good, you know? Like, pretty decent. Now, we go to this corner. And you would say, like, how is it possible that, like, you're not oversteering here and the car setup is a little bit better? Well, that's because of the ABS, and the ABS is on 9. Right, so the ABS will be your biggest safety margin, especially for the default setup. If I now push this to 6 balanced. And you would think, like, you did that on purpose. No, I didn't. It's really telling. You got all the great guides and, like, what you can do with the ABS, but, like, I gave it on good authority. You want to push that to 9. So, but then again, also the front ride heights. So, that's just how it is. Now, you still need to be gentle with your steering input. You need to keep the wheel straight. It's more punishing. Yes, I really expect that the game is going to make safer default setups. So also when you really want to enjoy car setup building like I do, like I think the bare minimum now is 5.5, and if I go a bit higher then I get a lot of margin because of it. So let's say I will put it on 6. Now all of a sudden I can go with a very softer front anti-roll bar, I can go with a lot of softer front springs, I can carry a lot of less packers in combination with the anti-lock brakes on 9, and that actually makes me competitive. I even get faster now in the update, and I think it's more enjoyable. So, again, I'm not apologizing for the last video because it was really authentic, just like this one. And if you can appreciate that, please hit that like button. That really helps me out. Now, something else that I didn't tell you yet about more about car setup building is the aerodynamic changes, because we used to run a bunch of rake, and that is also not possible anymore. Also, reducing the rear wing, like even though these are 6 clicks difference, they are massive changes. Monza, Le Mans, we need the lowest wing, but it's really difficult to take these low wing setups to, let's say, Spa or Imola. So I would never ever, like at least as what my knowledge goes now, I would not go lower as half wing if you really want to get some straight line advantage. I think the cars pretty much have the same top speed now everywhere, so that's also a good thing. What I also really enjoy, that people maybe not care about this, but these cars are now actually the same setup screen compared to the previous update. So we don't have, like the Ferrari would have like different wing settings for Monza, it would have different wing settings for Spa, but now it's more like the same car. So I think that is an improvement. The new tires, putting on the new tires all the time, I don't know, but like, or at least give us a warning, like, listen bro, you're on, you just spun the car and you're on your old tires. This also is probably something people missed, including myself in the beginning, that you are on the tires that are worn because you spun, and now you go out and you keep spinning. It's very simple to overlook this fact. And then another thing, the ride height changes. So let's say we have now only like 1 centimeter of rake from the ride heights. In the previous update, you could run massive amounts of rake with high wing, and that will give you the proper rotation. Now it's got way more sensitive. And yeah, and so ride height control got really important. So find that sweet spot. Now, if you want to find that sweet spot, I highly recommend this video. I build up car setups from a step system, and just know that when you're using that video, ride heights of 6, and then you can build your own, find your own balance and create a car setup really to your liking. Thanks for watching.